Stay on the phone. We are the monsters holding you still. We are the shadows up on the hill. Answer the questions. Is God on your side? We'll be together. We're the rebel tide. We are the monsters. There's no place to hide. Under your bed, we hide in the dark. We are the monsters, army of one. We are the monsters, holding the sun. You're the beginning. We are the end. Hold on to nothing. There's nothing we'll get. You fall in love. Make you fall deep. We are the monsters. 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 We are the monsters.
Ugh.